Miss Martin Muses more fire and blood. Tonight we're gonna look at the dragon seeds. Hopefully we just saw them in House of the Dragon. If we didn't, oops. And if we did, I'm sure hoping they didn't mess it up. Let's jump right into it. Previously, on what didn't happen on House of the Dragon, Prince Jacaerys soon brought the Lord of the Tides back into the fold by naming him the Hand of the Queen. Together, he and Lord Corlys began to plan an assault upon King's Landing. With Sunfire wounded near Rook's Rest and unable to fly, and Tessarion with Prince Daeron in Old Town, only 2 mature dragons remained to defend King's Landing. And Dreamfire's rider, Queen Helena, spent her days in darkness, weeping, and surely could not be counted as a threat. That left only Vhagar. No living dragon could match Vhagar for size or ferocity, but Jace reasoned that if Vermax, Syrax, and Caraxes were to descend on King's Landing, even that hoary old blank would be unable to withstand them. According to Mushroom, he's the one who suggested to Jacaerys that they look for bastards. And because of the whole right of first night thing, there were a whole bunch of not legitimate Targaryens. These happy bastards were said to have been born of dragon seed, and in time became known simply as seeds. It was to them that Prince Jacaerys turned at the urging of his fool, vowing that any man who could master a dragon would be granted lands and riches and dubbed a knight. His sons would be ennobled, his daughters wed to lord, and he himself would have the honor of fighting beside the Prince of Dragonstone against the pretender Aegon II Targaryen and his treasonous supporters. Now, there's a whole bunch of people that showed up, and it's noted not all of them were allegedly seeds, but people that wanted to give it a go. And you gotta give them some credit for that. This very unique audition was called the Sowing of the Seeds. Another name for it is the Red Sowing, because so many just plain died trying. More specifically, quote, 16 men lost their lives during the sowing. 3 times that number were burned or maimed. The happy, successful ones were he who rode, quote, Vermithor, the old king's own dragon, a blacksmith's bastard, a towering man called Hugh the Hammer, or Hard Hugh, whilst a pale-haired man-at-arms named Ulf the White for his hair, or Ulf the Sot for his drinking, mounted Silverwing, beloved of good Queen Alysanne. And Seasmoke, who had once borne Laenor Valyrian, took onto his back a boy of 10 and 5 known as Adam of Hull, whose origins remain a matter of dispute among historians to this day. Adam and his brother, Alan, 1 year younger, had been born to a woman named Marilda, the pretty young daughter of a shipwright. Small and quick as their mother, these bastards of Hull were both silver of hair and purple of eye, and soon proved to have sea salt in their blood as well. That Adam and Alan were dragon seed, no man who looked upon them could doubt, though their mother steadfastly refused to name their father. Only when Prince Jacaerys put out the call for new dragon riders did Matilda at last break her silence, claiming both boys were the natural sons of the late Sir Laenor Valerion. The narrators go on to point out they looked like him, and Sir Laenor hung around the shipyards all the time. However, we all know that Laenor did not tend toward the ladies. Quote, none dared name her liar, however, for it was Laenor's own father, Lord Corlys himself, who brought the boys to Prince Jacaerys for the sowing. Sure enough, when Adam of Hull mounted Sir Laenor's dragon, Seasmoke, it seemed to prove the truth of his mother's claims. Mushroom says that they were not the children of Laenor, but rather Lord Corlys. I think it's probable from a certain point of view that Laenor is their father because of their ages in the source material. However, the show ages them up, making it all but certain that they are Corlys's natural children. Also that scene with Rhaenys, which seems to confirm that. The background of this possibility, according to Mushroom, is that, quote, Princess Rhaenys, Corlys's wife, had the fiery temperament of many Targaryens, and would not have taken kindly to her lord husband fathering bastards on a girl half her age, and a shipwright's daughter besides. Therefore, his lordship had prudently ended his shipyard tryst with Mouths after Alan's birth, commanding her to keep her boys far from court. Only after the death of Princess Rhaenys did Lord Corlys at last feel able to bring his bastards safely forward. Something that also seems to confirm this story is Corlys goes to Rhaenyra and has her legitimize Adam and Alan. Jacaerys was on board with this too. And so, quote, Adam of Hull, Dragonseed and bastard, became Adam Valerian, heir to Driftmark. So now we have 3 dragon riders, Adam, Ulf the White, and Hugh the Hammer. Alan was not successful. He tried to get the dragon sheep stealer and got very badly burned. Speaking of sheep stealer, quote, in the end, the brown dragon was brought to heel by the cunning and persistence of a small brown girl, a 6 and 10, who delivered him a freshly slaughtered sheep every morning until sheep stealer learned to accept and expect her. Munkin sets down the name of this unlikely dragon rider as Nettles. Mushroom tells us the girl was a bastard of uncertain birth called Nettie. By any name, she was black-haired, brown-eyed, brown-skinned, skinny, foul-mouthed, fearless, and the first and last rider of the dragon sheep stealer. Thus did Prince Jacaerys achieve his goal: 4 dragon riders. And so, quote, the prince prepared to fly against King's Landing. So there it is. There are the dragon seeds, the claiming of the dragons. I'm a little bit worried because they've been setting up the dragon seeds from the first episode of the season, but no sign of Nettles. And it's possible by now we will know whether it's true that they have taken Nettles' role and given it to Rhaena, which is a big problem. As always, tell me what I got right, tell me what I got wrong, and what I may have left out. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And be certain, if your ancestry is questionable, do not try to ride a dragon.